Beatriz is an old soul. Everybody has said that about her since literally the day she was born. I mean, I'm sure all parents say this. Well, I know all parents don't say this, but she was as close to perfect baby as possible. She just made life really easy.
Didn't cry, didn't fuss, just happy-go-lucky, just smiles 24/7, just everything that you would want your baby to be, that it was her.
I was in the room when she was born, so it was just incredible.
We started to notice that she was a little lethargic. She wasn't eating quite as much, but she was still always really positive, and she was always very happy, and she was always very social with everybody.
Well, when we did notice something was wrong, we called the doctor immediately, and we went and said, hey, her stomach looks a little inflamed, her energy level's a little lower than normal.
When we went to the pediatrician, he kind of just did an overall exam and was feeling her stomach, but she was 13 months old at that time. So she was like wiggling around and she didn't want to be touched, he couldn't really get it. And he said, well, since this has been going on for so long, let's go ahead and do an ultrasound. We actually got a call to come back to the office. And at that moment, I asked my husband, do you want me to call my mom? And do you want me to let her know that we're going back?
And I got the phone call at around 2 o'clock, 2:30 that afternoon. And I picked it up and I heard my daughter's voice and I already knew something was wrong.
Normally the nurses are, hi Beatriz, and like it was just quiet. They said, go on back, he's waiting for you guys.
The doctor saw the mass somewhere in the back. He said it could possibly be on her kidneys. It could be possibly somewhere. It's just behind some of her major organs in front, so we can't exactly tell. We just know it's very large.
He said, we've already called the Valley Children's Hospital and they are waiting for you guys. They're expecting you guys, so go home, pack a bag, and go straight down there. They're waiting for you guys. They're expecting you.
I'm sure everybody who says this the first time they go to Valley Children's is, where are we going? And the moment we make that kind of bend, it's this giant, colorful building, and I just thought, okay, this is for real.
When we got to the hospital, the minute we walked in, I just felt this peace. Dr. O met us.
So Beatriz had an ultrasound of her abdomen, which showed that most of one of her kidneys had been replaced by what looked like tumor. In children, especially children her age, the most common reason for that is a kind of tumor called a Wilms tumor.
It hurts extremely. As a grandparent, I can't imagine as a parent what they went through, what my daughter and her husband, my son-in-law went through.
They took her blood pressure, and I remember one of the doctors saying her blood pressure is like 240 something. We can't even believe this baby is, even here. And then 2 minutes later, they took her up to intensive care, and that's where the journey began.
They worked over the weekend to get her blood pressure down to a I don't know, wherever it is that they needed it. And Monday, the 31st of March, she had her tumor taken out. And the tumor was actually so large that it fused to the top of her diaphragm. So it theoretically came out in one piece, but they kind of had to scrape the tumor from her diaphragm. So they could not guarantee that all the cells were gone.
Unfortunately, Beatriz would have to go through radiation and chemotherapy. My heart just broke at that moment. Just knowing what she was going to go through, because I went through chemo, so I knew. And it was just really hard to be strong for my daughter. But as a mom, she just stood by Bee's side, and she was our strength there for a long time. She was so focused in making sure that Beatriz was taken care of, and she was there by her side every minute of every day while she was there.
She's a little wise beyond her age, and she may be a future doctor. And so she has been a great patient. She's been healing very well, And her one kidney that's left over, it is growing very, very well based on the tests that were done today. And she herself is growing and developing. She is growing in height, she is very, very energetic, and she herself is recovering quite well.
Being cancer-free was something actually we were looking forward to. It was never like, okay, here's the big day. It was, this is the end of chemo. On this particular day, she got the shirt that says no more chemo.
It makes you appreciate life a little bit more and your kids, and just makes everything else and all the other problems, everyday problems, just makes them look a lot smaller and not as important as what's really important, which is, your health and your family.
Beatriz today is amazing, just how the same way she started. Nobody ever even thinks that she was sick. I think that it brought us all closer together as a family. No, I don't think I know. I know that it brought us all closer together as a family, and it made us appreciate having her, because we could have not.